Welcome everybody to the Multiverse, and episode 5 of the Loki Disney Plus series has been out for a little while now, but I wanted to touch base on how special this episode was. Jimmy here, and I'm a huge fan of Easter eggs, whether it's gaming, whether it's Marvel, pop culture, DC, it doesn't matter. I love well-placed Easter eggs, and they blew us away in episode 5 of Loki. More Easter eggs in one episode than the first 4 episodes combined. So this is your spoiler alert, because we are going to go over some of my favorite Easter eggs from this episode. Let me know if you guys are enjoying it. Who do you think is in that castle tower? I think we all kind of know. We know. Anyway, first one for me is Frog Thor. That's right. You pan through, it's going down. You see the cafeteria food plate, and then you see a jar. That jar is labeled T365, and that would be Thor issue number 365 in the comics, where Loki actually transformed him into a frog. And this looks like Throg, if you will, or Frog Thor, is trying to get Mjolnir. It's actually a pretty sad Easter egg, because he's stuck in the jar, and he will just be constantly, forever trying to get Mjolnir. But I thought it was really cool. Classic Loki. That's an obvious Easter egg within itself, and I just thought the character did really well. To be able to come in for 1 or 2 episodes and make an impact and kind of be remembered, that's not easy to do, especially when there's multiple Lokis that we are seeing throughout this series. But classic Loki, I think he killed it. I really, really do. I think he absolutely did what he needed to do. Now, we're in the void, right? So you have all kinds of crazy stuff, and we saw the USS Eldridge, which is actually a real-life cannon-class destroyer from the U.S. Navy. It was, I think it was commissioned in 1943 all the way to 1992, which is crazy. And if you guys ever watched the movie The Philadelphia Experiment, well, they rendered it invisible to humans. Okay, there you go. That's where it actually went. It went to the void, which is kind of cool if you ask me. The next one is my favorite because I'm a video game fan at heart. And Polybius, or Polybius, whatever you want to call it if you don't know, this is the fabled arcade machine from the 80s that was supposedly used by the government to test people playing the game. They would put it in these arcades in Oregon, and supposedly, allegedly, Men in Black would come and get the results from them. It was supposed to be super addicting and have horrible side effects on the players. It's a myth. But if you're a conspiracy theorist, you probably saw this and said, yes, it's about time that Polybius got some shine. The next one, Kid Loki. Pretty cool. I mean, once again, an Easter egg within itself. You had classic Loki, you had boastful Loki, you had Kid Loki. But Kid Loki, he did something really cool. He was drinking the High C Ecto Cooler, which is not made anymore, unfortunately, from the Ghostbuster franchise in the 80s. And that was a really, really cool callback. I mean, if you never had Ecto Cooler, it was pretty good. It did make a return in 2016 for a little while, but I don't think we're going to be... Well, you know what? I take that back. With the popularity of Marvel and Disney and Loki, maybe, just maybe High C will bring back the Ecto Cooler just specifically for this Easter egg. Next one is the Thanos copter. Come on. It is now canon in the MCU, which I know just upsets so many people. I absolutely love it. Why Thanos would fly around in a helicopter, I have no idea, but the fact is he did it in the comics, and now it is immortalized in the MCU. And that was all the way back in the Spidey stories, or the Spidey Super Stories from 1979. Absolutely awesome callback, if you ask me. And the final one that really caught my eye was Goliath. And it's not necessarily an Easter egg, but it kind of draws focus towards what we all think is happening, and the fact that Kang the Conqueror is the one pulling the strings behind all this. And that's where this came from. The Avengers, the Terminatrix Objective #1. It was a comic in 1993, and it also introduced Ravonna Renslayer. Yeah, so if those aren't ties to what's going to happen in episode 6 or what's going to happen in the future with Kang in the Ant-Man Quantumania, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. That is one of many, many references. What about the Stark Tower? That was the Kang Tower. Come on. You guys let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite Easter egg was, and I'll see you soon.